Our top story here at 5. Did you know that there are no limits on where sex offenders can live once they do their time?
Officials in Brooklyn Park say they just found out about that lack of legal standard. So it means a sex offender can move in next door to a school, a daycare, a park, and there's nothing anyone can legally do about it.
Fox 9's Mary McGuire joining us in Brooklyn Park tonight. And so, Mary, it's a bit of a surprise to hear that there aren't any statewide rules on this issue.
And Kelsey, I do want to mention that the state of Minnesota does have a rule in place that requires that cities notify their residents if a level 3 sex offender moves in, but there's no blanket rule dictating where they can and can't live once that notification is made. Now the city of Brooklyn Park is taking steps to change their ordinance. Level 3 sex offenders are the highest risk, deemed to have the biggest potential of reoffending. Right now, nearly 24 are living in Brooklyn Park.
The fact that Brooklyn Park has 86,000 residents and 20 level 3 sex offenders is what really struck us.
In comparison, Bloomington has 1 level 3 sex offender living there, and Maple Grove has 3. Inspector Matt Raby started digging and discovered Brooklyn Park has no ordinance dictating where these offenders can and can't live. He went before City Council on Monday, asking for a change. Right now, could a level 3 sex offender move into Brooklyn Park and move right next to a school?
Yeah, next to a school, next to a daycare, next to a park. They can live anywhere.
Brooklyn Park is one of 27 cities across Hennepin County with no restrictions on sex offender housing. The list includes large cities like Minneapolis, St. Louis Park, and Minnetonka. Are people aware of this?
You know, I'm not sure they are.
What's more, Inspector Raby found 50% of the sex offenders in Brooklyn Park are living in the city's 450-plus group homes, which house potentially vulnerable people and those with mental and physical disabilities.
Right now, we have 2 level 3 sex offenders living in the same group home together. And then across the street is another group home and another level 3 sex offender.
1 in 10 of Brooklyn Park's 911 calls are coming from these group homes, and they are also seeing a huge spike in missing persons reports. With the obvious strain on resources, Raby says it's time for some assistance.
Brooklyn Park should not be the place that has to bear the unreasonable burden of the social ills of the state. We just want some help.
Now, I also reached out to the mayor about all of this, and he tells me that he is in support of an ordinance like this. The next step is crafting the actual ordinance and working with the city attorney. Reporting live in Brooklyn Park tonight, Mary McGuire, Fox 9.
All right. Thank you, Mary.